started. Okay. All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to this afternoon's town board work session of Monday, April 7th, 2025. I'm going to ask everybody, please rise for Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of one nation under God, indivisible, with justice for all. All right, we've got a couple items. The first thing is the National Weather Service's presentation of the Storm Ready certification. Michael, if you would please join us. Michael, freeze? Is it freeze? It's freeze, right? Fries? I do it. Yeah, sorry. All right. Mike Fries is the meteorologist in charge of the National Weather Service, and here in Western New York, I'm going to turn it over to him.
So I'm here today to recognize the town of Amherst Emergency Services, specifically Director Brandon Peters. We Americans live in the most severe weather-prone country on earth. Each year, over 10,000 thunderstorms, 2,500 floods, and 1,000 tornadoes on average impact the United States. And over 95% of all presidentially declared disasters are weather-related. Through the Storm Ready program, the National Weather Service gives communities the skills and education needed to survive severe weather before and during the event. Emergency managers deal with severe weather more than any other type of disaster. And because of this, the National Weather Service and local emergency managers have formed partnerships. Our missions are one and the same: to protect life and property. The National Weather Service provides early warning of severe weather and flooding, and emergency managers make sure warnings get out to all the affected folks in their municipalities, schools, fire, and police, so that proper action can be taken. Simply stated, a warning for severe weather or flooding is of little value, no matter how accurate, if the people in the warned area don't hear about it or don't respond properly to protect themselves. The Storm Ready program is designed to enhance the partnership between emergency managers and the National Weather Service to make sure that all aspects of communication, warning, reception, and response are as efficient as possible, and that there are many backups in place in case one or more systems fail. To be recognized as Storm Ready, there are several requirements a community must meet. These include the establishment of a 24-hour warning point and emergency operations center, having multiple ways to receive severe weather forecasts and warnings and to alert the public, creating a system that monitors local weather conditions, promoting the importance of public readiness through community seminars and education, and developing a formal hazardous weather plan, which includes training severe weather spotters and holding emergency exercises. Storm-ready communities have the improved communication and safety skills needed to save lives and property, and I am happy to say that the town of Amherst has not only met these criteria, but has substantially exceeded them in many categories. It is with great pleasure that I'm here to represent the National Weather Service to present a certificate of recognition to the town of Amherst for its efforts to remain recognized as a storm-ready community. In particular, I'd like to extend our sincere appreciation to Brandon Peters, the Director of Emergency Services, for the tremendous effort he has exhibited to accomplish the goals set forth in this program. Brandon and his staff have continued an excellent working relationship with the National Weather Service that goes back to 2008 and beyond. We recognize their diligent effort to maintain community readiness in anticipation of natural disasters of any type. We do not look forward to another natural disaster. However, if and when another one does occur, you can be confident the officials in the town of Amherst have improved their communication and safety skills needed to save lives and property. I look forward to a continued strong partnership between the town of Amherst and the National Weather Service. You are an excellent example for other municipalities in New York State, and I applaud your efforts. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So Brandon, do you want to come up? Derek? Presentation here. So you already, do you want to just do another one with them? You want the whole board? Okay. just anecdotally, Brandon one time, made sure that he barricaded himself inside of the emergency operations center during a blizzard for like 32 hours, 48 hours straight, something like that. Yeah. All right. In any case, congratulations, guys, and it's well deserved. And Steve, thank you. You're obviously any storm preparedness also has to include highway, and so we are excited to have received that. We have a couple of items. We're going to go through our board agenda. We are going to have a suspension item for transfer of funds inside highway. And then we do have an executive session related to two items, related acquisition and disposition of land. That's regarding both contractual matters regarding the Boulevard Mall and the gun club separately. And then the second is a civil litigation settlement. Have Hughes versus Town of Amherst from 1983.
Stuff from that.
19, okay. Got it. I was like, what? All right. So we'll go through all those in executive session momentarily. First on the board agenda, we have a number of public hearings this evening. WPCF oxygen separation system replacement procurement bond resolution in the amount of 10 million. We have held or talked about this before, and I guess is Jeff. Anybody, Brian? Do you know if Jeff and anybody know? I assume Jeff or Vishali will be coming tonight. Jeff,
Jeff.
you're doing okay. Jeff, this is last time we talked about this. It was regarding a grant, right? So so this is an update on that presentation or updated bond action.
Yes.
Okay.
Bond action.
Sure. Okay. All right. Thank you. And then 341 is the WPCF treatment system. You're going to do that too. All right. Lighting district extension. Who's doing? You've got that one, Sam. Okay. And then the resolution on 1692 Maple Road. Sean. Who's the? Okay, that's got it. I got it. You're doing the presentation, and then 344 proposed public improvements on Dodge. Is there? Yeah. So we're good. Everybody. You think so? Okay. Any questions from the board regarding that? We'll vote tonight.
Yeah, I have no problem on it. There was just a question about the wording. It is the correct wording in the statute, but I didn't like the way that it was stated here.
Okay.
It's clear in the communications, and I'm happy with that.
Okay, all right. So moving into a potential consent agenda then. Deputy Supervisor Lavin, you've got a Senior Service Advisory Board appointment. Any questions regarding the appointment? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Councilman Zucala, who just got up, has an approval of a disability benefit.
It's LoSAP.
Any question about the LoSAP program or that approval? Any reason to withhold it from? Oh, okay. I was like, we'll pause for a minute. I assume that he doesn't have any issues with it.
And here he is.
Mike, I'm going through resolutions for consent. Any issues with 346? That's your approval of disability benefit or LoSAP? Okay, so we'll put that on consent. Resolution 347 is an ag fab appointment. Any questions regarding that appointment? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Councilmember Marinucci, you've got the Community Forestry Management Plan. Thank you.
Just acknowledging it as our community.
Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Okay, moving into town attorneys, resolution 349 is the Paradise Park restroom improvements. It's amended bond resolution. We have a CIP amendment first.
CIP amendment is much further down.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a voice vote anyways. So let me just bundle these because the next three are the next two are voice vote. Nope, I can't bundle them. Okay, so the Paradise Park restroom improvement amended bond resolution in the amount of 645,000. There is a supporting CIP amendment. Are there questions about that CIP amendment? Basically, on Central Park, we are working off of state and county grants this season. There's no reason for us to go through a bond action this year. So rather than spend the money or allocate or hold debt against that project or hold an open CIP line, my recommendation was to divide it. We do have an overage on the Paradise Park restroom because the utility runs. Brian's shaking his head. So my recommendation is basically to break it to Paradise Park first, second. We're working on converting 4110 Bailey into a senior center and shelter. It needs some upgrades. And then 3 is we move the splash pad, which is a state grant. We're moving that to, or putting that at North Forest Pool. So my recommendation is take the other third of this and use it on that complex. The pool's in need of a makeover. There's interest in our departments of turning the wading pool into a therapy pool and then adding a splash pad for recreation at that location. That's to complement a grant that we are receiving from Jolly Boys for playground enhancements. And so the building and some of the pool stuff, we need to allocate some resource for. So just, that's where the bond action, that's where the remaining funding is being reallocated, just to be clear in the CIP.
The CIP resolution is 2025-384, so that's the corresponding one that
Yes.
references all of those.
So resolution 350 then is the Klein Road transportation improvements. Again, this will be a voice vote. Sick. And then resolution 351 is the Assembly A04030 and Senate S03282 bills to alienate a portion of 1265 Smith Road as parkland. This is a call for a public hearing. No, it's not. It's the full endorsement. Is that a voice vote for alienation?
Yeah, I thought it
We
was.
should do it. Good, yes.
Yes. And we need to do the seeker first, right?
Yes.
So just to be clear, that is it's held as parkland. It's passive. It's a wooded area, but as part of our effort to reconcile cellular and and town communications across the northeast portion of the town, this makes way for Verizon Tower. Looking at Daniel Latowski, is he here?
That's what it's for.
But anyway, so
The resolution sets the public hearing for April 28th.
yeah, so it is setting the
So
public
it
hearing.
does set
So
it. You
there's
were
no
correct where you
voice.
said
Yeah,
it, yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, so setting the public hearing, there's no reason. Is there any reason not to set the public hearing via consent? Okay. Resolution 352 is a request for a public hearing on a local law amended Chapter 175 taxation. Any questions regarding the request for a public hearing? Any reason to withhold it from consent?
No, but I look forward to the presentation, Lori. I do. I'm very excited.
Resolution 353 is a deed for sale of 160 Campus Drive from Town of Amherst to 177 Darwin LLC. Any questions regarding the deed? Any reason to withhold the resolution from consent? Resolution 354 is amendment of the Westlaw Proflex contract. Any questions regarding that resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 355 are Damon College banners. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? They're replacing the banners that were on Main Street, that are on Main Street, or have been partially on Main Street or partially come down. Resolution 356 is a settlement of an Article 7 matter. There are a number of these as we're at that moment in time where the sort of reval has now been a quarter of a year in the making or in action. So Resolution 356 is settlement of an Article 7 matter between Brandy Freeman and the versus Town of Amherst. Any reason not to approve that via consent? Resolution 357 is a settlement of an Article 7 matter for Cayuga Bend versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the resolution or settlement? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 358 is a settlement of an Article 7 matter for Laverne Murphy and Michael Murphy versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the settlement? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 359 is a settlement of an Article 7 matter for 5525 and 5529 Main Street, LLC, et al. Versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the settlement? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 360 is a settlement of an Article 7 matter for 1760 Worley Drive, LLC versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding that settlement? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 361 is a settlement of an Article 7 matter, David I. Shapiro and Mary Pfeiffer Shapiro versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding that settlement? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Settlement of Article 7 matter, Resolution 362 is James A. Zeffel Revocable Living Trust versus the Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding that resolution settlement? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 363 is the settlement of an Article 7 matter, AAP College Park Associates LLC versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 364 is settlement of an Article 7 matter, Airport Landing Center LLC versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the settlement? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 365 is settlement of an Article 7 matter for 205 Young Road LLC et al. Versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding that settlement? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 366 is settlement of an Article 7 matter for Remington Heights LLC versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding that settlement? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 367 is the settlement of an Article 7 matter, Frederick G. Attia and Elizabeth A. Attia versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 368 is a settlement of an Article 7 matter for Sturbridge Apartments LLC versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 369 is settlement of an Article 7 matter for George Hoffhines versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 370 is a settlement of an Article 7 matter for North Forest Apartment Associates LLC versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 371 is settlement of an Article 7 matter for Donald B. Steele and Kathleen M. Steele versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 372 is settlement of an Article 7 matter for Nora DeVoe versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 373 is settlement of an Article 7 matter for John S. Trefillo versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 374 is settlement of an Article 7 matter for 80 Lawrence Bell Drive LLC versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 375 is an settlement of an Article 7 matter for Bowdoin Square Apartments. I don't know. Bowden, thank you. With no, okay. LLC versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 376 is a settlement of an Article 7 matter, Virginia L. Henderson versus Town of Amherst. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to hold it from consent? You can tell I'm a phonics kid. I'm one of those kids that says like hooked on phonics worked for me with an F. Resolution 377 is a amusement license for 1565 and 1703 Niagara Falls Boulevard. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 378 is a contract for Schneider Geospatial LLC, CRS 5393. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 380 is a budget transfer and amendment. Any questions regarding?
You skipped
Oh, I
it.
skipped 379.
The
Resolution
check signing.
379 is check signing.
If we don't approve it, can we prevent Daryl from retiring? And I have no objection.
Tried that with a moratorium once before. Nobody listened. Any questions regarding that? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 380 is budget transfers and amendments. Any questions regarding those? Any reason to withhold them from consent? Resolution 381 is extension bid 2021-001 aftermarket components, light and heavy duty equipment, CRS 5412, 5413, 5414. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 382 is an award NYS OGS mini bid 2025-015 for 2 chassis and dump bodies, CRS 5423. Any questions regarding the resolution?
I do have one quick question. It says it's a 2-year fulfillment on this. And so I think this is already bonded money that we did, because I feel like I remember doing this before, but we don't, do we bond it at the time that it's coming out? Like if it's gonna take 2 years to get these guys? I know it's the only bid that came in, I understand, but I'm just, seems like 730 days is a lot. Is that just where it is? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
But no objection to it on consent.
Okay. Resolution 383 is a bid of 2025005 townwide towing, partial reassignment of award, CRS 5424. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 384 is the 2025-2030 Capital Improvement Program Amendment CIP project numbers ACP-1, YR1A, 9A, and 10A. That's with regards to the matter I mentioned previously regarding the bond issuance or the bond issuance tonight. Are there questions regarding the CIP amendments? All right. Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 385 is a change order number 1-PC and final for MKS Plumbing Corporation, Royal Park Sports Complex, Town of Amherst, job 2019.055, CRS 5411. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 386 is a change order number 4-SU for Louis Del Prince and Sons Incorporated, Royal Park Sports Complex, Town of Amherst, job 2019.055, CRS 5410. Any questions regarding that resolution? I will just remark on the record that the state did notify Damon that they were releasing the funding for the grant in full, so we'll expect reimbursement upon completion of that project. I don't know if Brian's still here. Brian back there. There's we have had some conversation with Damon already, or have had conversation with Damon. They are going to be basically signing a use agreement with us, similar to what we would use in the Northtown Center and similar to how we would further rent the space in that complex. So it's sort of a pay by hour or kind of a by hour use or portion of use consumption based rental agreement that will deal with the maintenance and upkeep. Resolution 387 is a highway work permit, ECWA 23 Glen Meadow Drive, South 86 Glen Meadow, 637179 Stream Song Court. And any questions regarding the resolution itself? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 388 is a highway work permit for ECWA for 36th Street and Song Court. Any questions regarding that resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 389 is an appointment of a labor or building maintenance facilities department. Any questions regarding the appointment? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 390 is a clerk part-time, town clerk's office. Any questions regarding that resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 391 is clerk typist in the highway department. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 391 is clerk typist for the engineering department. Any questions on that resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Planning's resolution 393 is to authorize supervisor to enter into a new cooperation agreement to continue the home consortium for fiscal years 2026, 2027, 2028. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 394 is a police dog boarding agreement, Amherst Boarding Kennel LLC, CRS 5385. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 395 is memorandum of understanding of use of the Amherst Police Department Community Policing and Training Facility by Main Transit Fire Department, CRS 5425. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 396 is an intermunicipal agreement for the police tactical team cooperation with Town of Tonawanda, CRS 5405. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? All right, Resolution 397 is a Town of Amherst Emergency Service sole source and standardization of communication equipment, CRS 5427. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 398 is class instructor for Harriet Grayson, CRS 5397. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 399 is class instructor for Colleen Segni, 53 CRS 5398. Any questions regarding the resolution? Any reason to withhold it from consent? Resolution 400 is a budget amendment for MLP Plumbing and Mechanical Incorporated, WPCF, HVAC Facility Improvements, Phase 4, Mechanical Contract, Town of Project Number 2017.002D. Any question? Yes?
It should be budget of budget
I think we can call it, I think we can call it a Scribner's error.
Yeah, so it's in the last paragraph, so in the title and then in the last approval, let's strike the word amendment and include a Scribner's error to transfer. Any issues with that, Daryl? No? All right.
I don't think it says where we're transferring it to what account number? Okay, do we have to put that in here?
No.
We have the accounts that they're coming out of, okay. I just want to make sure that's in there. Thank you.
So with that, with budget amendment change to transfer via two Scribner's errors, are there any issues with the resolution via consent? Communication 24 is a fee waiver request for Main Transit Fire Department. I recommend we grant the fee waiver. Any reason not to do that via consent? Communication 25 is a letter of intent for shared use of Niagara County Public Safety Radio Communication System. Any questions regarding that letter of intent? I would recommend we receive this. So I want it filed along with the project. Right? I mean, for now, I'm going to just refer it to town attorney's office. We have, okay, any reason not to do that via consent? Communication 26 is a correspondence for the interim town attorney, RE, resolution 2025-192. Recommend we receive this and refer to the town attorney. Any reason not to do that via consent? Communication 27 is correspondence from the Benderson Development Company. I'm going to recommend we refer this to the town attorney to make sure we can actually do that.
And planning.
And to, well, okay, I was gonna say, and then to the planning department. Any reason not to do that via consent? Resolution 28 is correspondence from Joe Rubino regarding 1789 Dodge Road. I recommend we receive this, refer to the town attorney and town planning department. Any reason not to do that via consent?
This lines up with the resolution or commitment, or what is it called? Resolution of commitment. These are their supporting documents here.
Correspondence, communication 29 is correspondence from Sean Hopkins Esquire for 1789 Dodge. And recommend we receive this and also refer this to the town attorney and town planning department. Any reason not to do that via consent? Communication 30 is correspondence from Robert Savarino, 4780 Sheridan Drive. Recommend we receive this and refer this to town planning department, town attorney's office. Any reason not to do that via consent?
No, but I would like follow-up on this. I'm incredibly frustrated with this communication in light of what the previous resolution was. I know I was the sole no vote there, but I do feel like some things may have been misrepresented or misunderstood on my part. So I'd like to have further communication on how this went. Thank you, Dan.
Communication 31 is correspondence from Sean Hopkins regarding address change.
And I have updated information. It's done administratively through the assessor's office, and it is approved, but it needs to have a few things done. So you can just talk to Emily as follow-up.
As for the correspondence, I'll just refer to the assessor's office. We'll just receive and file.
Yeah.
Any reason not to do that via consent? Communication 32 is correspondence from Sean Hopkins Esquire, 42 and 50 Dodge Road, regarding the Sawyer's Landing Sewage Works Corporation, Sawyer's Landing Water Works Corporation. I recommend we receive these, refer to the town attorney, planning department, and engineering department. Anybody else? Okay. Any reason not to do that via consent? Communication 33 is correspondence from Sean Hopkins Esquire regarding 4300 Millersport Highway, a mixed-use project. I'll recommend we receive this. I'm going to also refer this to the town attorney and town planning department. Any reason not to do that via consent? Communication 34 is a notice of claim for Ali Lazik in versus Town of Amherst et al. Recommend we receive this, refer to the town attorney. Any reason not to do that via consent? Communication 35 is summons and complaint U.S. Bank National Association et al. Versus Town of Amherst et al. Recommend we receive this, refer to the town attorney as well. Any reason not to do that via consent? We do have an executive session to adjourn to this evening. We have a couple items related to contractual updates regarding Boulevard Mall and the gun club properties, as well as an update on civil litigation from Hughes versus the Town of Amherst. I'm going to motion to adjourn to executive session.
We need to discuss the Uniland case in executive session as well. We just got a decision on it.
Okay, so we have, gonna amend that to include a ongoing, or to include a current litigation item regarding Maple Mirror and Amherst Manor Drive. Yep. With that, motion to adjourn to executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.